Okay, we've already looked at the biggest hits of 2017.
James, you're going to cut out the part at the start where I said it's time for video?
You bumbled it.
Yeah, I know.
Bumbled and you fumbled.
Can you keep this bit in?
I'll keep this in.
Terrific. Because it's time for video?
Well, as mentioned, we did the hits already of 2017. We're making our way back through time. And now, of course, we're going to do the biggest bombs of 2017.
This is the good stuff. This is the juice. Mm-hmm. This is the gravy.
Yep.
This is the juiciest, graviest video we've ever done, probably.
It might just be.
This is the one where we make fun of everyone's hard work and we go, ha, 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 ha.
That didn't do well, did it?
I mean, we are setting ourselves up for somebody to do a video about us.
No, don't.
And they're going to look at all our worst performing videos and make fun of those.
Don't look at how the number that this video gets doesn't add up to the amount of subscribers. You don't need to look at any of that.
It never does, though, right?
No,
it never happens.
but exactly, it never does. Anyways, I'm going to stop saying this. I'm just going to put a disclaimer up from now on. This is the last time I'm going to say it for a while. The way these are calculated is I've ranked them through profitability. Mm-hmm. So the least profitable one is at number 1.
Okay,
right?
all right.
Also, the numbers for this, especially for bombs, they're often hidden. It's hard to find information. Mm-hmm. But normally what you do, you take the budget and you double that, and that might give you a rough number for marketing. If it's a bigger movie, it'd be up to $100 million. For something that's not marketing, it could be next to nothing.
Maybe an easier way to determine whether a bomb or not is ask your mate, did you see that?
Yeah.
And if they say no, assume it's a bomb.
It's a big bomb, that's right. Also, it doesn't take into account streaming, etc. Things taken on Second Life. I'm not saying this anymore. I'm sick of it. But I have to explain it because if I don't, people, etc.
Yes, we know Red Notice is the most streamed movie of all time. We've all seen it hundreds of times.
That's right.
We know. Your mate's seen it.
But basically, this is also a way of saying this is not 100% accurate. Anyways, at number 10, we've got All the Money in the World, but it didn't quite make all the money in the world, Mason.
Oh, I see what you've done there.
On a budget of $50 million and probably around $20 million in marketing, that's an estimate, the box office return was $56 million. Now, this, of course, famously had all of its scenes with Kevin Spacey reshot.
Oh, that's the movie we're talking about.
That's the movie.
Now, first of all, I didn't know what you were talking about. And then I just had a vague notion. I'm like, did this even come out?
Yes.
In recent memory? Wow.
It's a Ridley Scott production.
Huh.
Scott-free.
Okay. Now, Kevin Spacey.
Yep.
Cut out of this, replaced with?
Christopher Plummer.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Who I think Ridley Scott wanted initially, but the studio wanted a name, so they got Kevin Spacey and put him in old man makeup, but then all the allegations came out, most of which seemingly true, none of it stuck, and then they reshot all of those scenes. Mark Wahlberg had to come back also at a cost of $1.5 million.
Oh, well, that's an upside, isn't it?
Absolutely, for him.
Stay prayed up.
What does he do with that money?
He stays prayed up.
Yeah, that's right.
He goes to bed at 7:30 p.m. so he can get up at 2:30 a.m.
Yeah, to stay prayed up.
Yeah.
Stay prayed up.
It's not a bad movie, actually.
I loathe him.
Yeah, I know you loathe him. You don't like him.
I don't like him.
We talked about Max Payne. You don't like him.
That's true.
Number 9, we got Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is from the director of The Fifth Element. They thought...
Cancelled, Crook.
He loathsome?
So far, 2 guys cancelled Crook. Crook what they've done and alleged to have done. That being said, I have seen this movie. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I
like
didn't mind
the
it
universe.
either.
It's based on a French comic book.
Yes, it is. The funny thing about this is the production company behind it, Eurocorp, they posted an $83 million loss from this movie and The Circle. Do you remember that? It was about social media, but too far. Tom Hanks, Emma Watson.
Nope.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Absolutely not.
On a budget of $200 million, probably $50 million maybe for marketing, it made $225 million. It's not a bad movie. If you like The Fifth Element, it's kind of a bit more of that. There's a good market scene.
Yeah, there's a good virtual reality dimension market scene if you like flying through an alternate dimension supermarket.
Now listen, it's not cast well. The two leads do not work together.
Because they look like the same person? Is that why? It's Dane DeHaan and...
Cara Delevingne.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I would say 2 model-esque people where you look at them and you go, huh.
Quick as a whip though, aren't they?
What does that mean?
With their rake-thin physiques running about.
That's right.
Yeah, it is.
Sure.
Isn't it?
Sure is.
Good on you, Eurocorp, for losing a bunch of money.
Pretend it's a Fifth Element sequel.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. At number 8, we've got Downsizing on a budget of $68 million, 20 for marketing maybe, and a box office return of $54 million. Do you remember this one?
Yes, I do. It's one of the Matt Damon movies.
Yep.
It's in a suburbia, but this is the one where he shrinks him and his family down, right?
No, it's just him. His wife doesn't do it with him.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
They shrink down because of the economy, and it's cheaper because you can eat a big cracker.
So true.
And it's a big cracker as opposed to, and you're like, I'll have wine. You get a bottle of wine. How long does that last you?
Oh my God.
Probably you a bloody evening, am I right?
I could bloody swim in a cask of wine.
You
How
could
good
swim
would
in
that be?
a cask of wine.
Oh my God.
I think it's a fun, like, sci-fi concept.
You've seen this?
No. I've seen clips of it on YouTube.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, then you're the problem, aren't you?
Yeah, what you're doing now, you're asking a mate if they've seen it, and they haven't.
Bomb. Sorry to break it to you, Matt Damon. This is a big old bomb.
Yeah, man. Should have taken that Avatar money when you had the chance, you dickhead.
That's right.
At number 7, got one of your faves.
Oh, yes.
Rock Dog.
Never heard of this.
So on a budget of $60 million, I'm saying $10 million for marketing, but it might not be that. It made $23 million. So this is an interesting movie in the sense that the majority of it was financed by the China-based company Huayi Brothers and Mandu Pictures, and has the largest price tag for an animated picture backed with Chinese capital. Now, look, it didn't do well. It lost a bunch of money, but it did get 2 straight-to-DVD sequels.
Yeah, Rock Dog 2 and Rock Dog 3.
Still rocking.
Battle the Beat.
Whoa!
Battle the Beat, Rock Dog 3.
That sounds incredible.
Wow, it looks bad.
Yeah, no.
Sounds incredible. They were trying to recreate the magic of School of Rock, but Jack Black as a dog.
Yeah, they should have called it School of Rock Dog.
Agreed.
God, isn't it amazing where just some movies I've never heard of this.
I'd never heard of this
And
either.
it's got 2 sequels and everything. It's just, some things just come and go, you know? At number 6, we've got Justice League, the Joss Whedon edition.
Oh, Justice League.
Now, they reckon it costs $300 million because they reshot it, and then they reshot it again later. We've talked about it. At the box office, it made $661 million. Apparently, it needed $720 million to break even.
That's too much money.
Yeah. Because they just put too much money into this, obviously. And they reshot it multiple times, and it was bad, and nobody liked it. And then they released it again. And I know people are like, well, actually, that's the most successful movie, etc. Look, if it was, we'd still be in the Snyder universe, all right?
That's
We wouldn't
true.
be getting Rebel Moon Part 3.
We would literally be in there. Warner Brothers would find a way to put everyone in the world into the Snyderverse, and we'd all be sad and cold all the time.
And it would be LG Rhythm's fault, because he's real. I don't know if people know that, but he's a real guy.
That's right. And his taste is atrocious.
So, yeah, Justice League, what a disaster. I mean, it should have been the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Or at the very least, Avengers Age of Ultron.
Correct, yes.
But no, it's not. It's the movie Justice League 2017.
That's right.
Well, at least they made it twice. Well,
Yeah.
3 times, sort of, because they filmed it, and then they refilmed it, and then they refilmed a little bit more.
That's right.
Surely at this point, though, it's broken even at the
That's
least.
a bold claim to make.
I mean, with steel books, etc.
Oh, with stealing it also.
You can steal it.
Yeah.
I
At
don't
least we got the
recommend it.
scene where all the Norwegian women sing it, Ben Affleck, you know?
Yeah, that's
I bet he
good.
loved that. I bet he loved being out on the shore, being sung at by those ladies, hungover. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
No Dunkin' Donuts available anywhere. You know?
Power Rangers, the reboot, on a budget of $105 million, it made $142 million. Apparently, it had a loss of $75 million.
Okay, sure.
This was supposed to be a big relaunch of the Power Rangers franchise. People seem to think this is okay in terms of a Power Ranger property. I thought the suits were too slick and wet and complicated and weird.
And they formed the Megazord by accident, do you remember?
Yeah.
Just sort of slopped together.
They fought a gold robot man, but he's not a gold robot man in the other stuff or whatever. There's a Krispy Kreme commercial in the middle of the final battle.
Boy, is there ever. If there were a movie Ben Affleck should have been in.
Oh my God, you are not wrong. What do you remember of this, aside from Bryan Cranston being Zordon, returning to the Power Rangers universe?
That's about it. Elizabeth Banks is Rita Repulsa. That's all I remember. The kids were all right. The kids were all right.
Dacre Montgomery or whatever is in it.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Australia's own Dacre Montgomery.
He's the Red Ranger.
So called because he's always dacking people.
And being dacked. He can dish it out and take it,
I
Mason.
love that.
And that's the Australian way.
That is so true.
I
isn't it?
can't.
We saw this. We reviewed it on our podcast, The Weekly Planet.
Yep.
At the time, I remember it being okay, but the Power Rangers has never been my forte.
No.
I didn't grow up with it really, so I have no love for it. And maybe if you do, this was a wonderful hot fresh reboot, like a hot fresh Krispy Kreme.
Number 4, we got Geostorm. On a budget.
I'm laughing already. I
budget-
enjoy this movie a lot, and you hate it?
Yeah, I hate it, but I also kind of love it because it's very dreadful. And it's a real throwback to like movies they used to
Yeah.
make. The budget's $120 million. It made $220 million. Apparently, it needed to gross $300 to $350 million to break even.
Seems too
And it
much.
did not. This really felt archaic at the time. I think
Yeah.
now that we're getting like Twisters and even Greenland's quite good. We are going back to these disaster movies now, but this was not the era of that. They
Correct.
tried it also with Independence Day 2, as mentioned. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty dreadful movie, but it's not without. It was
Jerry
fun.
Butler. It's
Yeah.
not without Gerard Butler.
It was interesting to talk about.
That's right.
It's just like, why would anybody put all the money into this? It's like Moonfall. It's like, why would you do this?
As I'm talking about this movie, I realize that I must be confusing some of it with Moonfall. When do they have to outrun a big storm? Is that Geostorm or is that Moonfall?
It's both.
Yeah, I bet it
No,
is.
well, in Moonfall, they have to outrun the moon.
Which one feels more like an advertisement for the car? I think that's Moonfall.
Yeah. They're like, wow, this car's so good it can outrun the moon. Number 3. God, remember this?
I don't know yet.
Ghost in the Shell. On a budget of $110 million. Apparently, there was $140 million of marketing put into this. It made $169 million. Though, it's rumored that the budget for this is even potentially higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be maybe higher on this list.
Interesting.
I've seen the original Ghost in the Shell. I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Watching this, I was like, this is pointless. Why did they make...
Interesting,
I was really
okay.
looking forward to the tank battle sequence.
Yeah, sure,
It's one of my favorite bits from the original anime.
And then they replaced it with a tank conversation sequence.
Oh, no.
That's right, where they decided to settle their differences
I didn't
over a
like
cup
it.
of tea, you know?
Yeah, it just kind of felt like, what are you doing here that's different, aside from casting a white
Maybe I
woman?
should hate it, but I don't hate this one. I
yeah.
actually rewatched it recently.
I wouldn't
quite
even say
like
it's
the look of it.
dreadful.
Maybe I'm just a sucker for that cyberpunk aesthetic.
Yeah, okay. You want something Blade Runner-esque.
Yeah, and it's got some elements that I think were not new to the franchise. I think they were in subsequent movies or TV shows. There's some sort of geisha crab spider robots.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a bit of fun.
And some of the stuff was interesting seeing them translate it to live action. There's a bit with the start where they put the robot together and whatever, and the
sure,
brain
sure.
in it, etc. There's not some terrible stuff in it. Again, Blade Runner-esque. Speaking of, at number 2, we've got Blade Runner 2049, a movie they should never have made, but I'm glad they did.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. On a budget of $185 million, about $75 for marketing, it made $167 million. This, I think, has done well enough subsequently that we are getting a Blade Runner TV series.
And all that had to happen was Denis Villeneuve had to make this and then another movie that was not particularly well received financially, Dune, and then he got a big success in Dune too. So now
back.
he's back.
Yeah, Blade Runner, it felt like people who watch movies remember Blade Runner, but nobody else cares about Blade Runner. And even people who like and watch movies, a lot of them don't like the original Blade Runner also.
James, you're making a lot of suppositions about people who do and do not watch movies. And I suppose if there was a person out there who did not watch any movies, they probably would not know Blade Runner. You're correct. But I think a lot of people who do watch movies do remember Blade Runner.
No, I'm just saying that like people weren't craving more Blade Runner.
Oh, they're craven.
Yeah, it built up this cult status, but no one was demanding this. And again, it's incredible. It's probably better than the original.
Wow, you'll say anything.
I will say anything. Again, I'm glad they made it, and just building on the world and the lore, and just revisiting this and what does this awful place look like? You know,
It's got Jared Leto in it.
Yeah.
That's how awful it is. Cancelled.
Yeah, you're
We're
right.
back.
It's in
Cancelled.
It's in the bin. It's in the bin. Now, before we get to number 1, here are some things that definitely probably bombed.
Okay, let's make fun of him.
We got The Mummy.
Oh, Mummy reboot.
Yeah.
27.
No, technically a sequel, maybe. It's got the book in it.
You keep claiming that, but I don't know. 2017?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I think this movie bombed harder than they're letting on.
Interesting.
I don't know that for a fact, but, you know, it's kind of... They really propped it up.
Exactly.
And it did make like $400 million, but I think what they put into it was not.
And Tom Cruise is the king of movies, and you can't see the king bleed, you know?
No, that's
Otherwise
right.
we'd lose all respect for him. So it's got to be a moderate failure.
Then we got the movie Chips. It's Chips, but it's the modern day.
No one
Chips.
saw that. Was Dak Shepard
Yeah.
Chips? Okay.
He was Mr. Chips.
That's what I thought.
He was Chip.
And another guy was the other Chips.
Another guy was other. It's Michael Pena.
Ah,
We got A Cure for Wellness. Another Dane DeHaan flop. Way to go,
Interesting.
DeHaan.
wow.
Got him. Haven't seen it. Don't
I
know.
also haven't seen it, correct.
We got the movie Snatched, which is a
Don't know what that is.
Goldie Hawn, Amy Schumer comedy, which is apparently very bad. I've seen it. It's great, actually.
You've not seen it. You're a liar.
Yeah. And number 1, we've got King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
No, we don't. That's not real.
Guy
That's a
Ritchie-
movie you've made up.
No.
That's a movie that
I've seen it.
That's a movie somebody would be watching in a better movie. They'd be like, "Boy, I just saw King Arthur: Legend of the Sword," and you'd be like, "No, okay, I'll give him a pass because I like."
Nah, David Beckham was in it. He even has a line. He sounds terrible. He's a bad actor. No, I don't think so, mate.
It's not true.
On a budget of $175 million and $135 million in marketing, it made $149 million at the box office.
Was this the Guy Ritchie?
This is the Guy Ritchie
King
one,
Arthur
yeah.
movie?
This is
I
like...
didn't think that came out. I thought that got cancelled.
Nah, man.
I thought that somehow got cancelled during the pandemic, even though they made it in 2017.
This is like Cockney Lock, Stock, King Arthur, etc.
Oh.
It's basically like lads ladding about, but King Arthur.
Now sometimes you like that.
It's not that bad.
You
It's
liked
all
that
right.
Robin Hood one, which was Lads Ladding
You
About.
liked that one as well.
We all do.
Anyways, what year do you want us to do next? 2016?
2016, we're
Yeah,
going to work
that'll-
that way.
that'll
Okay,
be the
terrific,
one. Yeah,
great.
yeah.
You have no say in the matter.
No.
You thought for a moment you did, we dashed your hopes.
That's right.
Oh, let's talk about my favourite year in movie. No.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Why do we do this? Why do we like this?
I don't know.
People are so kind.
They are very nice.
Yeah. Anyways, if you do want to support us, I guess,
Yeah.
we actually have a thing. It's called bigsandwich.co where there's early videos they go up there, including Caravan of Garbage.
That's right.
We also do video game Let's Plays. We do movie commentaries. We do bonus podcasts. All of that is exclusive, but we don't paywall anything that is here.
That's right.
Also, our podcast, The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. That goes up there early, but that also has its own YouTube channel. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple, etc. If you do want to check it out.
TikTok.
That's right.
If you're a young person who doesn't even remember the year 2017.
Are you a young person? Tell us what's happening.
Actually, if you don't remember 2017, that's probably too young.
You're too young.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Play Minecraft.
Yeah, play Minecraft.
Play Minecraft Ninja Go Lego. Go do that. The thing you like.
You idiot.
We only like books about World War II. That's what we're like.
Thank you to Lawrence for the edit.
Thank you, Lawrence.
And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.